Dear students, welcome back. In the previous session, we have discussed about the structure of the testis. Before discussing about the applied anatomy of the male genital organs, you should understand how the testis is developed and how the descent of the testis will take place. Now, in this session, we are going to discuss about its development and descent of the testis. Okay. Normally, this testis comprised of spermatogenic cells, cells of Sertoli, and Leydig cells. How many types of cells? There are 3 types of cells which constitutes testis. One is the spermatogenic cells, cells of Sertoli and Leydig cells. And this spermatogenic series of cells which are derived from endoderm of dorsocaudal part of yolk sac, that is endoderm simply, and cells of Sertoli are derived from epithelial cells, that is coelomic epithelium, and Leydig cells which are mesodermal in origin. Okay. And there is a thick tunica albuginea in the testis and the medulla portion of developing gland also present. Okay. And these are the cells constitutes the testis. If you see the descent of the testis develop in relation to the developing mesonephros at the level of segments T10 to T12. That means almost this testis will develop medial to the developing mesonephros in the lumbar region. Okay. Now, afterwards, they descend to reach the scrotum. Then they descend to reach the scrotum. Each testis on both the sides, each testis begins to descend during the 2nd month of intrauterine life. It reaches iliac fossa by the 3rd month. So, by the 3rd month, it reaches to iliac fossa. So, here. Okay. And it afterwards, it rests at the deep inguinal ring from the 4th to 6th month. So, it stays there up to from 4th to 6th month near the deep inguinal ring. And by the 7th month, it traverses the inguinal canal. So, in the 7th month, it traverses the inguinal canal. By 8th month, it reaches to the superficial inguinal ring. Okay. And at the bottom of the scrotum, it is reached at 9th month. Okay. So, these are the various stages of descent of testis during the intrauterine life. Normally, the descent of testis into the scrotum actually starts from the 2nd month of intrauterine life. It reaches iliac fossa by the 3rd month and it rests at the deep inguinal ring. So, we know that, isn't it? So, this is the deep inguinal and the superficial inguinal ring. So, it rests here up to 4th to 6th month. Afterwards, it will travel through the inguinal canal in 7th month, and by the 8th month, it reaches to the superficial inguinal ring and it reaches to the bottom of the scrotum by the 9th month. Okay. And also, an extension of peritoneal cavity called process vaginalis So here you can see the peritoneum in the 3rd month. Here in the 7th month it is also descending along with this testis called as process vaginalis. Okay, this extension of the peritoneal cavity called the process vaginalis precedes the descent of the testis into the scrotum, into which the testis invaginates. So in first this one is going to descend. Okay, the process vaginalis closes above the testis. So if you can see here at the 8th month also the process vaginalis is open here. Okay, open with the peritoneal cavity. By the 9th month, so at the top of the testis, so this process vaginalis is closed, and at the bottom it is having end up as tunica vaginalis. So because of that reason only it is having 2 layers. One is parietal layer and visceral layer for this tunica vaginalis. So we have seen this tunica vaginalis as a covering of the testis in the previous session. Okay, yes, and this descent does not occur after 1 year of age. So what are the factors which causes the descent here? So normally the causes of descent are not well known, but some of the factors which really help in this process. One is the hormones, which includes the male sex hormones produced by the testis and the maternal gonadotrophins, and differential growth of body wall. So normally it occurs due to rapid elongation of the parietal peritoneum to which the developing testis is attached, which helps the testis descend. Okay, next one is the formation of Gibernaculum. So it is a fibromuscular cord stretching from the lower end of the testis to the scrotal skin. By an active contraction of the Gibernaculum, the testis is pulled down to the scrotum. So here you can find this is the Gibernaculum. Okay, the testis is pulled down to the scrotum. There is also an opinion that segments of Gibernaculum which supports the testis at its upper end undergo mucoid degeneration from above downwards, and the testis just glides into the scrotum passively. Okay, and also some part after descent, some part of the Gibernaculum remains in the testis, which is known as ligament of scrotum. So the remaining part of the Gibernaculum after the descent of testis is known as scrotal ligament or ligament of scrotum. And another factor which helps in the descent of testis is the intra-abdominal temperature as well as the intra-abdominal pressure. So these two things will have some effect which helps in the descent of the testis. Okay, if you see the intra-abdominal pressure, the testis may be mechanically pushed down to the scrotum through the inguinal canal by the increased intra-abdominal pressure during development or due to effect on the convex surface of the gland of the active contraction of the lower fibers of the internal oblique muscle, squeezing it through the inguinal canal. So these are all the factors which causes the descent of testis. Okay, so this is about the development and descent of the testis. In the next session we are going to see the clinical anatomy. Thank you.